All right. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
February February 10th. I'm going to mute everybody, and if you need to speak, you know the drill. It was Timmy's fifth birthday, and he was so joyful opening all of his presents. He saved the biggest for last. So it took a while until he got to the opening Grandma's present. Wow, Tommy says, exclaiming in delight upon seeing a mini drum set that his grandmother had got for him. Thanks, Grandma. This is just great. It was after Tommy went to bed that his mother approached her mother. Mom, I'm surprised at you. Don't you remember how I used to drive you crazy when you used to play the drums in the house growing up? Grandma smiled and then said, I remember. Of course, I remember. All right. I'm going to share my screen. Oh, no, I want to do this first. No, well, let me do tip of the day first. How to turn on automatic app updates. You have many apps on your phone. Did I cover this one with you before? If I did, does anybody remember?
No, you haven't recovered that before, I don't think.
Let me share my.
You encouraged us to turn it on.
Yeah, you've covered it before.
Okay.
Refresher course.
Oh, let me get something going here. Oop. Okay, I don't think, is the text rolling by now for those who were getting the transcript? Maybe.
I've got a dual monitor, so I can see your screen on one and I can see the text is scrolling at the bottom of all the pictures.
Yeah, I have the same thing, Bill.
I don't see it, Bill.
Good. Just a minute, I got a message from somebody should be in class.
That was me, and I just did screenshots of the closed caption where it was located.
Okay. What we do is we go to setting. Of course, we go to settings. We always go to settings, don't we? We go to settings. We scroll down. This is the thing we're attempting to do is make sure our apps are getting updated consistently as new versions of them come out. And we don't need to go to the App Store to check that. And so we scroll down. To the App Store. Whoops. Yep. We scroll down to the App Store. And it says app downloads, automatically install free and paid apps purchased. And you turn that on.
Bill, doesn't that one just make sure that the apps are on all your devices? It's the
That's
second one
correct.
down, the app updates.
Thank you, Bill. And the next one there is app updates, automatically install app updates. Okay.
Bill, I'm not sure what happened to my screen, but I can't find settings.
This is a good opportunity, since you can't find settings. How do you find an app that you can't find? There are two basic ways to do it. And both of them allow you to have your iPhone or iPads, the operating system, find it for you. If you put your finger in the middle of the screen here and pull down,
I'm on a desktop.
I don't know how you do it on a Mac, so I can't address that.
Okay, all right. Well, I will keep searching.
Okay.
You did settings and then general, is that right?
No, settings and then App Store.
App Store. Okay, thank you.
We'll continue what you were talking about, because everything's shaking.
Oh, I didn't want you to shake.
Oh, you didn't?
No, tap the screen in. But you put your finger in the middle of the screen and pull down almost instantly. Okay? Don't leave it in the middle of the screen, else they'll start shaking.
Okay,
that's
then
one-
I have the
Search.
yeah, I have the search.
And you just type in settings. SETTIINGS. Oops, wrong keyboard. See? And there it is. The other way to do it is to swipe from right to left until you get to the app library. And then you tap App Library at the top and you type in settings. Many of us have a lot of apps, and so sometimes we do have to do this in order to find the app we would like to use. Last week, we talked about messages. So what I would like to do, what I'd like to do today, let's see what this does. I'd like to cover a little quiz. So you have your pencil and papers available, and we're going to talk about messages. And we've got, I think, 9 questions. So this one's a short one. Okay. The first question is, what button do you press to start a new message? So you're in messages, where do you press? Do you press the plus button on the top right corner, compose button shaped like a pencil, the search bar at the top of the app, or the message list? Next question. How do you send a picture in an iMessage? You click the camera icon next to the text field, open the picture in Photos to share it to Messages, drag and drop the pictures from your computer onto the message, all of the above. Number 3, what does the blue right pointing arrow next to the contact's name in Messages do? Shows the recent messages, opens their contact information, starts a video call with them, or shows their current location. Number 4, you can pin a conversation to the top of your message list. How do you do that? Swipe right on the conversation and tap pin. Hold down in the conversation and tap pin. Tap the star icon next to the contact's name. No conversation can be pinned. What happens when you send a message with a thumbs up reaction? It replaces text of your message with a thumbs up emoji. It appears as a small thumbs up icon beneath your message. It sends a separate message with a thumbs up emoji. It only works with group chats. Number 6. What's the benefit of using emojis in messages? And there is a difference, and I will discuss that if you don't understand that when we get to the answers. Right? What's the benefit? They can translate your message into different languages. They can animate your facial expressions while sending a video. They can schedule messages to be sent later. They can play music for your recipients. Number 7, how can you search for a specific message in the app? Tap the search bar at the top and type keywords. Swipe down on the message list to reveal the search bar. Ask Siri to find the message matching your certain criteria, or all of the above. Number 8, which platforms is iMessage available on? iPhone, iPad only, iPhone, iPad, and Mac, iPhone, iPad, Mac, and Apple Watch, or iPhone and Android devices. So what what devices are able to use iMessages? And number 9, what does the green chat bubble signify in a message? So when you're talking, when you have green on the message you're trying to send, what does that mean? An encrypted message sent to another iMessage user, or B, a standard SMS message sent to a non-Apple device, C, a message sent through a third-party messaging app, and D, a message with an attachment. The answer to 1, what button do you press to start a new message? It's A, the plus button. How can you send a picture in an iMessage? You can use all those different techniques.
Bill, could you go back to 1, please?
Sure.
It says the plus button, but I have a box with a pencil.
I think there's a difference here. If you're starting a new message within a text message, you would hit the plus button at the bottom, or you actually just start typing next to the plus button. But if you want to start a new message just for messages, you'd have to use the square with a pen in it.
Right. You use the plus when you've already selected the person you're going to send it to.
That's pretty good. Well,
Okay, thank you.
Right? If you want to start a new message, and they confuse message with a, if I open one of these messages here. Oh, here's one. Here's one with my daughter-in-law. When they talk about a message, they're talking about this section,
Right.
right? I like Bill's answer better. Actually, I like your answer better. Right? The pen and paper.
If you
We'll
just go to
probably-
messages, your first choice is the pen and paper.
You're right.
If you're
Right.
starting a blank one, but if you're going to someone that you've already had a thread with, then when you select their name, you'll get a plus place to start typing.
But you just type in the box next to the plus, you don't have to hit the plus.
Right.
Exactly, exactly. So his answer is better, or your answer was better. Pen and paper.
Thank you.
No, that's good. Oops, got the wrong one here. Hold on. There we go. All of the above for sending a message. All right? For sending a picture and a message. You can either start with your photo or start with the message itself. So if I'm sending a message to Anne, right? And I want to include a picture, I can hit the plus sign there and go to the camera. You're not seeing that. Whoops, hold on. You hit the plus sign there at the bottom and tap camera. So that's one way. You could go to your camera. Take a picture. There I have a picture of my Home Depot card, right? I can hit the share box at the bottom of a picture and I can choose messages. Now you're not able to see that on the screen, but that's what happens.
Could you select a picture from your pictures rather than one that you just had?
Sure, you go to your photo. Oops, not that one. You go to your photos, select a picture. Then you hit the share box in the picture and go to messages from there. If you have an iPad, you can actually drag the picture, and I'm not going to go to that one, or in all of the above. Okay. What does the blue arrow next to the contact's name mean? So if we go to a message, it's actually B, opens their contact information. If I go to a message here, let me go back to message. And we're talking about this little bitty arrow right up here. Okay, this little bitty arrow, if you tap that, it comes up with Ann Ross information. And then you can tap info to get all her contact information. I could actually call her.
Where did you go before you went to Ann Ross and the little arrow?
Well, I was in a message, any message.
Okay. They have to be at the top right here. I mean, she has
Yeah,
to be.
see it. There's my daughter-in-law's
Okay. All right, thank
conversation. How can you pin a conversation to the top of your message? If I go to mine there, it's B, hold down the conversation and tap pin. Let me go to mine again. Right? There's Diane Stewart. If I just hold it down like that, it comes up and says pin. And now I have Diane Stewart in the pinned area. If I press and hold Diane Stewart in the pinned area, whoops, it comes up and says unpin it.
Bill, why would you pin a message?
I'm pinning a conversation? Okay.
Why would you do that?
Well, many of us don't delete our messages very often. So you have these big list of conversations you have going on. And there are some particular people you would like to keep easily accessible. So
Thank
if
you.
young Nom sends me a message, it shows up right here at the top.
How about Patrick's 1481 on 2/23 at 12:30 for lunch? Bob.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. What happens when you send a message with a thumbs up reaction? It appears as a small thumb up icon beneath the message. Right? So if I just go to my message here, I'm going to use Ann again as the guinea pig, if you will. Right? And I go to messages, I go to Ann Ross, and I tap messages. If I press and hold the little globe there, I can get an emoji, and I'll just hit thumbs up. And then I can send it. Okay.
What did you press and hold?
I pressed and held the little globe here at the bottom.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yep. Now I'm going to keep this up here. I'm going to I'm going to show you the other feature here. I hit the plus sign in the message. And you see where it says Memoji? Memoji. I can, if you tap that, and if you have one of the newer phones, it has this on it. So I got here by tapping the message and then the plus sign and Memoji. And it comes up and shows various figures. Now, I don't want to get too far into this because you can create one that looks like you. But if you pick one, so I'll pick the giraffe here, and you hold your phone up, see what can happen? It gets your expressions. If you stick out your tongue or wink, right? And then you can actually record this. So I tap the little red button there. Now I'm recording what I'm saying to Ann. Hi, Ann. How are you today? Hope you're having a wonderful day. And now I click send, and now I just sent that to Ann. Okay. And hopefully Ann got it and she can play it. Did you
I
get it,
got it
Ann?
all right.
That's a fun one to play with, right? You all can send me one of those if you want.
Bill, it has a pen in a square box next to it. And it also has something else with lines in it. What do those mean?
Where are you?
I'm in what you sent me.
I'm not sure what you mean by, I'm not sure what, so you have the giraffe
I
sitting
have
there?
I have the giraffe with his ears out and his mouth moving. And on the side, there's the box with the pen in it. So I guess that's how I send something back to you.
No, I think that's a microphone.
There is a microphone also that has lines through it. At least I think it's a microphone.
I'm not sure what it is. Because I don't see it on
Hi,
mine.
Ann. How are you today? Hope you're having a wonderful day.
You got it.
Now I'm recording what I'm saying to Ann. Hi, Ann. How are you today? Well, day.
So that's what you recorded. Okay.
Hi, Ann.
How
How
do
are
I
you
stop
today? Hope you're having a wonderful day.
Don't tap it again.
Yes, you have to tap it again to stop it.
Okay.
The
What's the
other one,
benefit?
the other one just check, you just check, it just gives you a check mark, so I don't know what it's doing. That was the one with the pen in it.
Yeah. I'll get, there was the Memo question. Can imitate your facial expressions while sending a video. You can search for a specific mention in the app. And the answer to that one is all of the above. You'll notice the search box here, right? So if I tap and I want to find something that has, what do I want to say? Picture in it. Okay. There's a bunch of messages from my daughter-in-law that have the word pictures in it. It would list all the messages that you have, right? That have that particular item in it.
You're not showing your device.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks, Bill. I tap the search bar at the top and I go Picture. Okay. And I've got a bunch of email or messages from my daughter-in-law, but I could have messages with the word picture in it from other folks as well. So it would find them all.
Excuse me, Bill, I'm not getting the search bar.
You don't have the search bar at the top, just pull down. Pull down a
yeah.
little bit.
Thanks, I got it now.
Yeah. I'm glad you asked that question because here I got the little box with the arrow coming down brings down the picture. Thanks, Bill.
You're welcome.
Is there some way, I see some people with sort of personal emojis or whatever they are. Is there some way you can do that? I mean, it looks like their face, but they're a cartoon
Hold on a
character.
minute. Wait a minute.
Okay.
I got it. Okay. I got one with a sticker on it from, and you're saying something about, I'm sorry, Kathleen.
I was asking is there a way to make a personal, whatever it is? I see some people that have those kinds of things that look like them, except they're more cartoon-like.
Yeah,
Like-
I didn't want to get into that today, but yeah, there's a way to do that.
Okay, thank you.
You can create a personal emoji.
Okay, thank you.
Bill, once you
Yeah.
create one of those emojis that and you have the facial expression, let's say it's a monkey, and it says call your mother. You might want to do that over and over again. Can you save a particular one and use it over?
I don't, I haven't tried that, but you mean send it again?
Well, I thought you might have done it. It's not that crucial to your class.
I understand.
Thank you.
Bill,
Yes,
I don't have any, when I tapped on plus for stickers and then tapped on stickers, I don't have any recent stickers. So where do I find all the stickers?
they should be there. Let me go,
Which symbol is it?
let's go to the one with Jim. He sent me a bunch and I hit the plus sign. And there it
Yeah.
says stickers. And it lists all the stickers here.
Yeah, well, it just says for me, it says I haven't used anything recently.
Well, that's okay. There should be, when you hit the plus sign and tap stickers, here's a bunch of stickers. And you'll notice there's a line right down here for additional ones. So if I go here, what's this one do? Gives me those stickers. There's ones I recently used.
It's just
Yeah.
showing the emoji.
Okay. But
It's not
do you
showing.
have, do you have this line there?
Yeah,
So tap a different icon up there to get a different set of stickers.
I got an emoji. Yeah, I have stickers. Yeah, I have different kinds of stickers here. Not what you have, but
Yeah,
Bill, what are stickers and how are they different from everything else?
they call them stickers. They're bigger emojis.
And what do they do?
Oh, if I just send one, let's send, I'll send, who am I talking? I'm talking to Jim right now, and I'm going to send him this one, right? So it just sends that particular expression to Jim. You want to send me one back, Jim?
And where are these, how do they different from emojis? Where are they?
They're emojis, but they're bigger.
Okay, so how would I find sticker?
You hit the plus sign on the message there. And there's one that says stickers.
Okay, didn't even know that was there. Thank you.
Okay. Number 8, which platform or platforms is iMessage is available on? It's available on all your devices. It should say watch as well. And the answer should be C. What does green chat bubble mean in a message? Signify. What does that signify? Do I have, oh, no, maybe here, no. Stella, no. If you look at this particular message that I sent to a friend of mine, We're talking about this, right? If it's green, when you type in somebody's name. So if I go to start a new message and I type in WES, okay, and it comes up green. See the name green at the top? You're sending it to a non-Apple device. Okay. It's using their phone number, but it's going to a different application. A standard SMS messenger sent to a non-Apple Apple device. All right. If you answered C to that, you would probably be pretty close to being right as well, because you are sending a message through a third-party messaging app on their device. You're not sending it with a different app, but they're receiving it with a different app. That was good. I hope everybody
Bill?
picked up. Yes, go ahead.
Bill, what about a person who has an iPad, which of course is Apple, but an Android phone, and you send something using that app to the phone number? What color will it be?
I bet it's going to be green.
Okay, thank you. But it would still go to both?
I don't think so. I think it would only go to their phone.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So Bill, that would explain why someone who has an iPhone is getting green messages because their tablet maybe is an Android.
Now you're getting green messages from someone who doesn't have, who's not sending it from an Apple device.
Okay. I see. Okay. So they're maybe sending it on the tablet, even though they have an iPhone. They were wondering, we had this discussion because we all have iPhones, but some people were getting their messages in green and we couldn't
If
figure
they're,
that out.
yeah, if they're sending it from their tablet, it's going to be a green message.
Thank you. That finally makes sense.
Or they may be using, and I don't know this to be a fact, but I would think if they're trying to use the Google messaging or messenger applications on their iPhone, it would come to you in green.
Okay. Thank you.
Because they're not using the Apple messaging program.
Hey, Bill, just a few minutes ago, you said if it was green, it was a non-Apple.
It's a non-Apple device. And what I was suggesting there, and I don't know this to be true, Jim, if they're using the Facebook messages program, or they're using the Google messages program on their device, it may come to you in green. So they're not using the Apple application. I'm not sure that's true, but that would make sense to me. Does that make sense, Jim?
No.
They're not using the Apple built-in software. They're using something else.
Okay, so if it's green, it's not Apple. Is that right?
It's not an Apple application they're using. That's correct.
Not if it's green, it's not Apple application. Okay, well.
But and I haven't tried this. Hey, Bill, do you have a non-Apple messaging program?
I do. I haven't used it recently, but I'll try it.
Yeah, send it to my
Also-
phone. Send it to my phone number.
Sure.
Okay.
Also, sometimes I get messages that are neither green nor blue because they're coming from like the doctor's offices or other things like that.
What color are you?
Just black and white.
Okay. So when it's a mass mailing, for example, or an appointment kind of thing?
Yeah, it's an appointment kind of thing, or it's like CVS that I've got pills to pick up.
Yeah. I don't have one of them, and it's not colored.
Correct.
All right, thank you. I hadn't observed that.
Mine are the same. They're in a pale gray bubble. And they usually come from like UPS or
Okay,
Florida Power and Light.
so there is a third option there. Okay, good. If you have a message, this is another tip for the day. And let's assume I received these messages from my granddaughter, and they go way back in time. And I want to remove a section of them. If I press and hold that section, so I want to Zoom Monday morning. If I want to get rid of that particular communication, if I press and hold it, now I'm pressing and hold that one. Then I tap more. You'll notice it has a check mark on it. And if I hit the waste basket, it will delete that particular section of our conversation. So I'm going to hit the waste basket, and it says delete message. So they can count this as a message, right? They count this as a message, right? So I'm going to delete it. Now I could delete multiple of those, right? So I could delete multiple sections and delete that. Okay. If I reply to that,
Well, I sent you a message, but it was on the WhatsApp application. I don't know how it came across to you.
I got it. And if I see it comes across in the dark text, so I don't know who, if I go to reply to this, it's going to send it back to your phone. Let's see where it goes to. Does it come in messages or WhatsApp?
It came in on messages.
Okay. So we have an example.
Oh, it
of
actually
Bill.
came in on the WhatsApp app.
Okay, but it's blue. Wow.
That's because I'm an iPhone.
That's because you're an iPhone. So it's not the app dependent on your phone. Okay.
This is a technical answer, but I think that what it is is Apple uses a encrypted message system.
Yeah,
And so if you can handle an encrypted message, it keeps it blue. If you can't handle an encrypted message, it sends it, but it's green. And that's usually just through the straight SMS.
can I send it encrypted to an SMS device?
No, because Androids don't encrypt.
Oh, okay. That did get technical, Bill.
I think that was supposed to be.
Somebody sent me a note during the week. About resetting your devices. And I just want to take a minute to review that to make sure everybody understands. If you're getting ready to get a new device, the process you should follow is you should make sure your current device is updated in the iCloud. In other words, all the information that you have on your device that's prevalent will be updated in the iCloud. And then you reset your device. You're going to give it away, for example. And so the first step would be to make sure everything's updated. So you would go to Settings. I'll do it on both devices. You would tap your name at the top. Now we're going to go to the place where we update the iCloud, right? And there it says iCloud on both devices. And I tap that and I tap there. Okay. And then it says iCloud backup. And it says on. Well, that means it backs up every night, supposedly. But if I tap it, I can back up right now. See where it says backup now? And you can do that. So now all the information you have on this device you're going to get rid of is in the iCloud. And you can access it in the iCloud anytime you want. Then you return to your home screen. You tap Settings again. I should have done it that way. And you go, if you're in the iPad, you go to General. Same thing on the iPhone. You hit the back arrow enough times, you can scroll down then to General. So now I'm looking at General on both my iPad and my iPhone. And if I scroll to the bottom, now here's where you might want to stop, right? Just take the notes. I go to General and I scroll to the bottom where it says Transfer or Reset. So if you're getting ready to get rid of your device, you want to make sure all the information that you had in there no longer exists on your device. You tap Reset. And it says erase all content and settings. Now don't do that.
Sorry, I can't do that.
Good. It says erase all content and settings. And that's what you would do, and it would gradually do that and return it to factory or store-bought condition. Okay?
That's what they do in the stores like Verizon when you take it there. Hopefully. Correct?
No, do it before you take it to the store, because they can't do it unless they have if your phone is off, they can't do it. I always tell the story here. I got an iPad Pro with keyboard at the refurb shop. And I did not know who donated it, but it had a passcode on it. Apple will not give you the pass.
Sorry, I can't do that.
Apple will not bypass the passcode for you unless you can prove you own the device. There is no way to get around it. And I had to throw it away. I mean, this was probably a $600-700 iPad,
And you didn't know who brought it in?
and I didn't know who donated it. No. So whenever you're getting ready, and I get those every day at the shop, we get phones that have not been reset and they have a passcode on them.
Where did you go from general?
I went to general and scrolled clear to the bottom to where
Oh,
it says reset.
thank you.
Bill, when you do
Yes.
that, does it take out location services also? Frankly, I just got a new phone I haven't set up yet. And
don't-
one of the things I saw, it said turn off location services, but you're taking everything off anyway.
Yeah, you're taking everything off anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I mean, it's back to store-bought where you have to put in all the
Everything.
information. It's like when you, what language do you want to use is the first question it asks you. For example. Okay,
But Bill, when you do take your phone in to get a new one, they must ask you for it. And they take it back and they transfer.
well, no,
They get rid
they
of the
transfer,
information.
the first thing they do is transfer the information
Right,
from your old device to your new one.
right. They do that for you.
That's the transfer. That didn't eliminate it from your current device.
Oh,
Okay, all they
Well-
did was make your old phone look like your new phone look like your old phone.
well, then what do they do? Because they,
They should reset it.
but they need your password to reset it?
Well, you gave them that so they could transfer.
Right.
So they could do it right there.
What if,
What I would do is I say, bring it back and let me see you reset it. Okay,
okay, thank you.
all right, just to make sure. And I do trust many people, but what if they don't do that? Right? It's a straightforward process to update and reset. Okay,
Bill, would you do a quick check of messages? I just sent you a message and I think I found a way to make it SMS only.
test message. You turned on test messages disabled. You want me to respond to that?
No, I was looking to see if it came out green. It was green on
Well-
mine, but it's
Well,
black on
It's
yours.
green, it's green when you sent it. Everything's on the left side is black. Isn't it? Even when you're talking to on the left side, the conversation you're getting is in black. Even if it's an Apple device, even if it's a non-Apple device. Here, my son does not have an Apple device, and everything I send to him is in green. If I go to reply to that, it's going to come in a different color. So if I reply,
I don't know how to respond to that.
it's going to be green, Bill. Even if iMessage is disabled.
No, I re-enabled it so I wouldn't have trouble. Let me just do that one more time.
Okay.
Now I'm disabled. Go ahead and try it again.
Well, I think it's going to be blue. It's blue. It's going to be pending until you open it. Do you re-enable?
If something is disabled, why is it going through? I mean,
Well,
it's-
when he says disabled, he just turned it off, or I don't know, he could have taken it off his device entirely, but it's still going to your account in the cloud, waiting for you to re-enable.
okay, thank you.
And I have it enabled on other devices anyway, so it's probably
Yeah.
not gonna work.
Yeah, that's probably true too. How do you use your phone, everybody? I missed that one. Right? Here's my phone right here. There are some settings in phone. Let's take a look at them. I don't need to cover all of them, but if I go to settings and take a look at phone, you'll notice whenever I talk about an app, I usually always end up at settings sometime, just so we can, I can find it, see what kind of controls you have on that with that particular app. All right. It gives me my phone number there. Share name and photo. Always ask when I'm calling somebody. Wi-Fi calling is turned on. That means if I don't have a cell phone tower close by and I am on a Wi-Fi network, it will send it that way. Calls on other devices is on. Allow calls on other devices. For example, on my iPad. Respond with text is turned on. If I'm getting a phone call, that one is, if I'm getting a phone call and I don't want to take it right now, I get a selection comes up. It says I can pick one of these. I did this to Ann one time and I apologize. You can change these messages. See where it says, sorry, I can't talk right now. I'm on my way. I changed this one to stop calling. So one time Ann was calling and I couldn't answer right there, and I accidentally hit stop calling. I was embarrassed.
I
Okay.
forgave you.
Okay. So that's what the stop calling or the respond with text is. Call forwarding, you could set up your phone to forward it to someplace else. Call waiting is turned on. Live voicemail, right? View the transcription of the incoming incoming phone call. So when I get a phone call and they leave a message, it transcribes it. If you turn on silent unknown callers, anyone who is not in your contact list go to messages and they'd have to leave a message. A cool one there, and you should check every once in a while, is blocks contacts. If you tap it, you can see the phone numbers or other information about about people who have called you that you've blocked.
Good Lord, you have a small list. Mine goes on and on and on. And I
Well,
never blocked anybody that I know of.
I know, and I had that same thing in. I went through and I hit the arrow and how do I want to do? Oh no, I removed them from the list by just sliding it to the left. And so I unblocked them all and I started blocking them again later. Because I don't know how that list got so long.
So individually, you unblocked each one.
Yeah, it just took me 5 minutes or so. Because I had quite a list there to start with.
Why did you unblock it one at a time?
There's no way to unblock them as a group, Bill.
You can't do edit and select all, maybe?
You can do edit probably and hit one at a time. I think that's more steps.
Thank you.
But if you once blocked them, why would you want to unblock them?
My problem, Jim, is I don't recall blocking all those numbers. So I wasn't sure how they got blocked. So I said, let's start from scratch. And we'll build up the list from there.
Okay,
That's the reason I did it.
okay, thanks.
I also tried blocking all the spam calls that come in because I have a lot of problems with that.
Yeah.
But every call comes in is with a different phone number, so I gave up.
Well, I just unblocked them all in the time that it took you to talk about it. So, and I had tons. So there you go.
You must be quick.
Oh, yeah, I'm quick.
Okay,
Bill?
now we're going, yes, go ahead.
Bill, sorry.
Oop, I lost you. Hello? Did I lose everybody?
No, not me.
No,
We're here.
You
Okay.
there?
Judy's still here.
Bill?
Yes, I'm here. I'm not getting any questions. Okay.
That was on. Didn't mute.
Oh. Okay, can you hear us now?
I can.
Okay. Okay, the question is, let's see if I can phrase it again. We have RoboKiller, and there are a lot of unwanted calls that'll come through, and they automatically block them.
Yep.
And okay, and if I unblock them, wouldn't that give them access to start calling again?
That I don't use RoboKiller, so I don't know.
Okay. Okay. If you don't recognize any of those calls, is it beneficial to you space-wise to unblock them, or?
The space is marginal.
Okay,
Okay, doesn't take much space at all.
okay. All right, it's a decision, a personal decision then, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
if you've gotten rid of all the calls you blocked, then there's one that says silence unknown callers, and I have that on. Should I keep it on?
Sure. No, don't turn that on. If you have it on, what will happen is if somebody calls you, like your doctor's office, and they're not in your contacts list, they will be silenced. I think they'll be able to leave a message, but that's about it. Does that make sense, Ann?
That makes sense. Yeah. I also have live voicemail on. Is that something I should keep on?
Let me see what I got there for settings. Yeah, that does a transcription of the message. So when you look at the message, you'll be a transcript there.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. And now I'm going to go back to the home screen and tap the phone. I was just curious if there's a phone app. Nope. Okay, and across the bottom of this app, there's favorites, recents, contacts, keypad, and voicemail. you can go to any one of your contacts, and let's say, here's my contacts and my favorites. So if I wanted to add, let's say Ann or Bill or one of you to my favorite list, I would tap it. Let's pick on Bill here. So I go to Bill and I scroll down and it says add to favorites. The advantage of adding, and then I can make it my calls, right? And if I go now to my phone and favorites, there's Bill. So this is an easy way to get a list of the people that you call frequently. So you can just go to your phone, hit favorites, and there they are. And the way you got them added there is you went to their contact information and you added them to the favorites list. The next item in that list is recents. So here are the recent phone calls that I have received.
Bill, back to favorites. When I tap the contacts, I just come up with the whole contact list from A to Z.
Yep, and then you put in the name of the person you want to add to your favorites.
And how do you add them to favorites?
Well, I did it with Bill Kelleher here,
Okay.
and I brought up his name,
Uh-huh.
and right there it says add to favorites.
And you can unadd them, is that correct? If they
Yes.
aren't, and you just add, how would you unfavor them? Take them all.
Oh, let's see. How do you do that? Let's go to favorites. I'm sorry, Bill. I'm going to just pull to the right, I think, and there I can delete it. Usually when you have any list, you can drag from right to left and get that done.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wondering. My list is so messed up, I can't figure how it is. So, but now I can straighten it out, I hope. Thank you, Bill.
Yep, you delete everything and start over. And so there's recents. Okay, and again, you can get rid of any of the recents by just dragging from right to left. Right? If you have one there that's just a phone number, you can tap the I and it tells you when the phone call came into you. And by the way, you see where it says block this caller? And that will add them to the block caller list.
Now, how do you see when it came in again?
You went to recents,
Okay,
and there's all the calls you've received.
okay.
And if you want to move, see more information about that caller,
Mhm.
you would click the I.
Oh, okay. All right.
Once you tap the I, gives you the number, when it was called. You can add that to your contact list. So if it's Aunt Margie and you don't have or you have, but it's a new phone number for her, you could add it to an existing contact or create a new contact.
I called 911 the other night and wanted to find out exactly when I called it, but thank you, I just did.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then there's block caller is at the bottom. If there is a phone on it, you see the little phone to the left of Ann here? That means I called Ann Ross. There's Ann Ross, and she called me. So when there's a phone there, it says it's an outgoing call from you. If there's no phone there, it's an incoming call. Okay? And you could go to your contacts here and find anybody you have in your contacts. And I want to call Dwight here. I tap Dwight and there's his phone number and tap it.
Or just tap the phone right under his name where it says
You go
call.
there, go back. Oh, where was Dwight? Here. And Bill's saying, well, why don't you just tap here? The only reason you might not want to tap here is if there were multiple numbers down here. But yes, right? Or you could tap messages, or you could do a video, FaceTime. Okay, with them. You mean it's that easy to do a FaceTime conversation, Bill? Yes, it is. So let me do one with Bill here. I'll go to let me do it the other way. There's Bill Kelleher. And now if I tap video right here, and I'm going to do a FaceTime with Bill, there's the phone number. And now Bill's going to be on here in a minute. Hi, Bill. Didn't I just see you over here? Thank you. And you can just tap the X. So it's that easy. You're going to tap the X or mine. I'll tap it. It's that easy to make a FaceTime call. All right. So back to the phone again. There's the keyboard. I'm just thinking of something I wanted to show you. You know how you call a location and you have to put in an extension? I'm trying to think of a phone number I have that has that. Hold on a minute, please. If I'm setting up a new contact, and I'm putting in a phone number, the only thing I'm hesitating on here, it's either the star or the pound sign. And Bill, could you check that when entering a contact and you want to dial an extension? I think what you put in is oh, there it is, right there. I want to call this phone number. And once I get through there, it comes on and says, will you dial the extension of the person you want? You tap pause. See where it says pause right there? You tap pause, and you could tap pause twice, but it gives it a second or two pause, and then it's extension 238. Everybody follow that? Yes, you're putting in a
No.
phone. Okay, let me do it again. Okay, I put a person's name here and I come down here to add a phone number. So I put in their phone number. And then I know it's extension 234,
I found this on the web.
right? Or if you get one of those that says dial 1 for the purchasing department, and then put the extension in. What you would do, you see the star plus sign and the star plus sign and then pound sign there. If you tap that, it says pause. So you pause. And then I want the ordering department, which is, they say tap a 3. And then you know the person you want to talk to in the ordering department. So you do another pause and you want to talk to 238.
Is the plus, star, or pound what you click on?
No, I tapped that down here at the bottom. I tap this and it comes up with the word pause.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you.
There's also a wait there. If you're just pausing a certain amount of time for the next key, you use pause. If you need to wait for a response, like it says, you have to wait for it to before you can type the 1, 2, or 3, you can click on wait. Pause works most of the time.
Yeah, unless the pause is too short. Then you can do 2 pauses. Anyway. All right. Everybody get that? So you could use the wait as well. See what the wait. It's a semicolon. Okay. So that's an interesting trick that I have used in the past that really works nicely.
What does the semicolon do again?
It waits until there's a I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, I think it waits until the sound stops from the other end.
Oh, thank you.
In other words, you go to 7 and then it says, oh, you've contacted the XYZ department and we're going to need this. And you need to tap a 1 for this and a 2 for that and a 4 for this and a 9 for that. And after that all stops, I think's what it's waiting for. Am I
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yep.
All right. And voicemail, right? And there's a transcript that I got in voicemail.
How did you get to voicemail?
Down at the bottom says favorites, recent contacts, keypad, and voicemail.
Okay. Thank you.
Bill, have you run into the problem where it takes a long time to get that voicemail message?
I found a delay. Yeah. Do you have a comment about that?
Yeah, I haven't totally solved it, but I had a problem on Wednesday that somebody called me at 2 p.m. and my wife called me at 4 p.m. And at night I didn't have either voicemails. And the next morning I had them both at 8 o'clock in the morning. They just came in. And the only thing that I looked at it and said, you may have too many messages or notifications, or it said you could reset the network settings. And I did the network settings and that appears to have solved it, but I'm not sure. That's another too technical one, but I was wondering if there was anything else you'd run into.
No, I haven't walked in. The only thing I can think of is your cell phone provider's service is a little slow.
That could be it too.
Bill,
I have
how
a-
do? Oh,
I have
excuse me.
AT&T. Yes.
I also do.
Oh, it must be the Northeast then. Okay,
Bill, how did the transcript come up? I don't see a choice under voicemail to make it turn into a transcript rather than a voice.
you didn't, oh no, it does both. It does both. But
Oh, okay,
your provider may not do it for you. I don't know.
right.
We
I'll-
were in settings, we were in settings phone. And there was, where was the text thing?
My phone is an Android, so you may be searching in vain. I don't have an iPhone,
Oh,
but thank you.
yeah. Yeah, it's called live voicemail was in settings. Okay.
Thanks.
The only other thing I wanted to cover for you, if you want to have a conference call, so if I call Bill and then I call Ann, I keep picking on those two. So I'm going to call Bill Kelleher. Hopefully he's home. Hi, Bill. And I want to add somebody. You see where it says add there at the bottom? So I tap add, and then I'm going to add Ann Ross. So Bill can hear me now. And now I'm going to call Ann. And Bill's on hold. Hi, Ann. Can you
Now
hear
you
me?
can hear me. I was muted. Now you can hear me, right?
How do I get, there's Bill and Ann, and how do I merge? Merge calls. See it at the bottom? And now I have Bill and Ann both. Hi, Ann. Hi, Ann.
Hi, Bill. But are you the only one that gets merged?
Yeah, I haven't merged anybody else yet. I could add another person if I wanted.
Because my phone would not say urge, it's just.
Right. Yeah, you have to be the quote host.
You have to be the host or the original originator of the call, right?
Yes. Okay. Any questions on that one?
Bye, Bill and Ann.
Bye, Bill and Ann. Or Ann.
Bye, Bill and Bill.
Okay. Any questions about the phone and using the phone? Good. Next subject is notes. What do you use notes for? I use it for a multitude of things. Everything from what drugs I'm allergic to, or what things I'm allergic to, what drugs I'm taking, to the sub order for my wife, to a grocery list. I use it even to type a message or type something that I want to send to my son because I like the editing and the capability of it. And then I can send that whole text as a message or an email. You could write a book on it if you so wished by just using the iPad. And it's a wonderful, nice, concise little program. I'm going to open Notes. It's the little icon. Well, let's just. I haven't taken a look at Notes settings. And remember, I say whenever I get a new app, I go to settings and see what kind of controls. most of the time I don't understand them all, so I leave them alone until I figure out, oh, I wonder how I can change the way that notes is working. And then I go back to settings. So let's take a look at settings for notes. Right? It says what language I want to use. You can have multiple notebooks depending on the email accounts you have on your device. And I don't want to get into that today. The one that is great there, the default account is my iCloud. So if you're in Notes and you haven't used it, I'd recommend you have the iCloud as your default account. Could I have other ones? Yeah, I could have my wife's Gmail account. Okay.
How do you set up having an iCloud account?
You have an iCloud account by default. You have it.
Oh, okay. But how do I set up putting notes into the iCloud?
You would tap the arrow there and change it to iCloud.
Okay. Thank you.
Password. Right? I have a password and it's usually my Face ID and my passcode, the 4 or 6 or whatever digit passcode you have. I have to lock my notes if I so desire. Okay? If you want to make a custom password, you can do that at this point. If you do that, be sure you write it down because you'll probably forget it, and then you won't be able to access a note that you've locked. There's how you sort the notes by date at the last you've edited. I'm not going to get into a bunch of those right now because I just want to cover the basics here.
Where are you getting the settings in notes?
I know I went to the settings app.
Okay.
Sorry, Bill, I'm gonna have to leave.
Okay,
Have a good
William.
week.
Thanks for your help today. Appreciate it. All right. So let's get out of settings now and go back to your home screens. And let's look at notes. So I'm going to open notes. And again, this is an introductory session. And it says folders there on the top of my screen. If it doesn't say folders, I just want you to get there.
Your screen is partially blocked.
Mine is?
Yes. There's iCloud, enter your password to continue using.
I didn't go there.
That's blocking your screen.
I can see both screens fully.
It's not blocked on mine.
Now, Jim, something happened on yours.
Oh, I clicked cancel and it went away. Oh, well, I don't know how that
Okay.
happened. Okay.
All right.
Bill, I have notes with folders on top, but you have all iCloud with folders on
I
top.
understand. I understand. I wanted you to have on my iPad on the left side, it says all iCloud. If on my iPad, I tap the little icon, the upper left-hand corner there, if I tap that, it adds a side panel called folders. And if I tap on my iPhones, and I'm trying to get everybody to the same place. So hopefully your iPads look like this now. And
Mine
your
doesn't.
iPhone
How
and your
did,
iPhones look like if there's an arrow at the top there, you tap that and it goes back and says folders. Okay.
where did you go from folders?
I'm just sitting, looking at folders on both devices,
Okay,
okay?
all right.
And I don't want to get into how I can put notes in different folders and things like that. My all iCloud has all my notes. So I just tap all iCloud on both devices. Okay. And then I have a panel on my iPhone that says all iCloud. Now, if you've been using some other source, if you're back here in folders and the thing at the top lists Google or lists something else, go ahead and tap that. That just happens to be the one you've been putting things in. All right. If I see what I'm looking at now, I had this screen. I had 3 panels on my iPad. If I tap the blank area on the right-hand panel, it brings me back to just 2 panels. One listing my notes on my iPad, on my iPhone, it just lists the notes. All right. To make a new note, you tap the little box with a pen on it. The same with the iPhone. Okay.
What box with the pen on it?
There's only one box that has pens on it. It's this one right here.
The iPad. I'm sorry, not the iPad, the phone.
It's at the bottom right.
Oh, okay. Thank.
Okay.
Okay, this whole thing is totally confusing. I don't use it, so thank you.
Yes, yes.
I'm confused too, because I'm on the phone only.
Okay.
And under new note,
Right.
I have one from 23 with a photo on it.
No. You
That's
said
not
new
it.
note. You're not hitting new note. You're hitting the pen and paper at the bottom right.
Oh, okay, at the bottom right.
Okay. Now, the major thing you have to be aware of is the first line of the note. The first line of the note is the title of the note. So you'll notice on mine, it says I have on the left-hand column, iPad. I have a note I called new note, one called mine, another one called new note, and one called 8939 checking account. One called BC, one called Judy Shepherd. Get the idea? So whatever I type here, I'm going to say first note. Ooh, got to put a space in there. That's the name it gives the note in your note library.
Did you have first note before, or you just now
I
typed it?
could have a first note before. You could have multiple ones called first note.
But they're all different and all separate?
Yeah, they would all be listed here. You'll notice I had 2 new notes,
Okay.
right? I have a new note. Well, maybe I don't. Yeah, here's new note that I did on Wednesday, and here's a new note I did on 124. So you could have the same name. It's just a name that allows you to find that note or search for that note. And now it works like any other thing you might be typing in. You press return and you can go ahead and start typing. Okay.
How did you get to the key? Oh, you got, okay. To the key stored and the return. Okay, fine. I'm now seeing it. Thank you.
All right. Now, I'm gonna change the name of my first note here. I'm gonna say, hi, Dave. Just to give you an example of how this works. Right? And I can just start in typing a note that I want to send to my son.
Why would you send him a note instead of a message?
I can do either. I'm just writing a note. I'm using the notes application to put something in. I'm not
Okay.
using messages. I'm not using email yet. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm using the notes app as a typewriter, if you will.
All right.
All right.
Can you change the font and the size of the print?
See the A's up here,
Yep,
Jim?
yes.
Tap that. There's different fonts.
Oh, okay.
Here's bold, underline. So you have some flexibility here. Not a lot of flexibility in the fonts. Okay. You can use the pen and actually do some scribbling. I like this one, the three dots. I tap it and I want to, let's see, go to my camera and I'm going to take a photo, scan text, scan document. Ooh, that's a cool one. I'm going to do that in a minute though. Choose a photo. So I'm going to choose a photo and add it to my note. And then I can keep typing down here. And when I'm done, if I hit, and this is a little reminder, this little box with an arrow coming out the top is a share box. So if I tap the share box, I can either send a message or send an email. Anybody have a preference? Doesn't matter.
Message.
You want to do a message, you got it. It opened up, and here's the message, and I can say, oops, I want to send it to David, David Crow. All right.
How come?
What happened to the, oh, there it is, okay.
And then I could send it. Did I send it? Well, it doesn't matter. Make sense, everybody?
Yes.
Pretty simple. Pretty simple. One of the cool things, and so that's one application. Another one, and I'm going to switch over to my phone now. Is there's a series of cards that I have. Let's say they're my ID cards and a bunch of things like that, that I'd like to get onto my phone so I have a record of them, like my credit cards, things like that. So I can get them onto my phone and then I lock it. You'll see new note and mine is locked on my iPad there. But if I open my notes on my iPhone and I hit the three dots, and let me do that again. New note, three dots. Whoa. And I tap the camera. I'm sorry, not the three dots, but I tap the camera. And I say scan document.
Oh. Where was the camera to start with?
Camera's at the bottom of the screen there.
Where?
I'm on a note. And right here is the camera.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So I grab the camera and I say, I get the choice. I could include a photo. I could scan a document. I could take a photo or video, or I could scan text. We'll talk about go ahead. You have a question? Okay, Jim, you got a call. I'm going to say scan a document. And my camera comes up and I have this document here. It could be my driver's license, and it just took a picture of it. Two pictures of it. Now I'm going to put another document there. It automatically is taking pictures of these.
When you say automatically, you have to press the white.
No, I
round.
don't. I
You
don't have
don't?
to push the button. Once it detects it's a document, it takes the picture. And I'm going to save all 5 of them. Okay. And now I've got these documents. So I have done that with my credit cards, my driver's license, all my important cards. And now I have a list of them on my phone.
Wasn't one of them upside down and they don't?
Doesn't matter. Okay,
Doesn't matter.
I
Okay,
just,
all right.
I showed it upside down.
Okay.
Now I could have, all right? I could have done the same thing with a full page document. So let me let me move down to here. And I'm going to hit the camera again, scan a document. And this time I have a much bigger document, but it took a picture of that automatically. I turn the page and it takes a picture of that. So now I have that document. And it'll show up here eventually. There they are. There's the 2 pages. Get the idea, everybody? Really quick. Now, the third thing it can do, let me get down here to a new area and that same note. I'm going to tap the camera again, and I'm going to say scan text. Believe it or not, what it will do is scan the text, and it will highlight the text and actually create a readable, editable document out of it. And it got that much. Let me see if I can get a different section of it. Go up here a little bit. Okay, it got that much of it. And I just click the scan text button and I want to insert that. So it picked up this out of the out of the document I had in front of me. And I can actually edit that text. Okay.
Bill, you're showing all these fancy things and I don't know how to put a note in that doesn't have huge letters or
The
put,
first line is going to be huge letters. The next one will be smaller.
okay. And how do you, if you have three different notes on the same subject, how do you put them in? What do you put them in to make a category? Like a folder?
I'm not going to get into that today.
Okay,
Just have them, you'll have three different notes right now.
okay, all right, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Bill, there's a setting that you can change for notes that makes the first line the same size, and that is body.
And if we go to settings and notes, and where is that one? Sort group notes, name, start with title.
Right, let's see. I made it to body. And now
Okay.
it's the same size.
Now it'll be the same size. So if you wanted the note not to have the big heading like mine does on my iPad there, you would go to settings like I have done. On my iPhone, I have gone to settings and then notes and then where it says new notes start with. And you can say body and then it will have the same size text.
Oh, lovely.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that was a little introduction to notes, and some of it's I just love that scan document and scan text feature. All right.
If you've checked it to, if you've changed your setting, if you've changed your settings on whether it starts with the large letters or the small letters, can you go back and change the ones that are already there with
Right
the
now.
strange
Yeah,
stuff?
undo it.
Yep, because I don't like that. Now, let's see.
I don't know if you can or not.
That's what I used to have.
I'm going to
There's
try
no
something here.
2023, 2022, I just had a list of notes.
I understand. I'm going to go to notes here on my iPad.
And it is by the most recent note.
I know.
Or I could put it in
And then
alphabetical order.
I'm going to change the title to
It's
body.
settings that we screwed up somehow.
Okay. So now I have settings set to the smaller amount, right?
Okay.
But if I delete this one and now start again, I'm wondering if we can do this. Good morning. Nope, you can't change an old one.
Okay.
I was hoping you could, but
All right.
Yes.
Will you be continuing things on notes?
Bill, if you drop down a line, your cursor was still large. If you drop down a line and then type, it would be body size.
I know it's body size down there, but what's the note title going to be now? Oh, it changed it.
We're not seeing it.
Ah. No, you're not. Oh, why not? How the hell did they end up with that? Okay. Here's one. It says new. Here's one, right?
We're not seeing anything but the green and yellow monster.
Oh my goodness. It's stuck there.
Well, I think
There
it's
we
Asian New Year.
We go down here to this new note. if I just get rid of, ooh, it doesn't pick it up. Son of a gun.
I don't think you changed the setting on your iPad. I think it was on your iPhone that you did that.
Is it? Okay, let me try it. I thought I
Yeah,
did. On
maybe
my
you did.
iPad. Maybe not. No, I changed it.
Body. It says body there.
That's well, there's a way to play around with it to perhaps get it to be lower. All right. That was a quick primer on notes. Any questions on that?
I do.
Go ahead.
When you scan your license and things like that and your credit cards, are you confident that it's really secure?
I lock it.
You
I
lock
lock
it in the Notes app?
in the Notes app. Here I have a note called, whoops. I have a note called this one. Okay.
That one's locked.
I click here and it says lock. This one is not locked right now. This one is. So I go to the three dots, I tap the lock. Cannot lock note. Notes with videos can't be locked. Okay. Didn't try that before. Let's go to here. Those cards that I just put in, these guys, right? I'll go to and I'll lock it. Now it requires my passcode to get in. And I can enable facial recognition as well. Okay. But now it's unlocked. If I click the lock here at the top, if I click the lock, it locks the note.
Wonderful, thank you.
So the only way to access it now would be if I tap it, I say view note, it would check my face. If my face isn't close by, let me turn my iPad. Ooh, still picked up my face? Boy, it's quite a camera. Let me turn it completely away from me. And I say view note. And then it would say enter passcode. All right.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Can you do it on the iPhone?
Same exact thing, Ann. Same exact thing.
Are we going to get more about the notes another time?
I hadn't planned on it, but you want to know how to file them, right?
Yeah, how to put them in there and, well, I think you explained one of the things, but how to, yes, arrange them, file them, consolidate notes on
Okay.
the subjects.
I can do that.
Okay,
We'll do it
thank you.
next time. Yeah.
All right.
This one's a little off color, guys, so bear with me, okay?
I'm gonna just show you how, that's what you like.
Okay. There we go. A father buys a lie detector robot. A father buys a lie detector robot that slaps people when they lie. He decides to test it out one night at dinner. At the table, he asks his son, "What did he do this afternoon?" The son says, "I did my homework." The robot slaps the son. The son says, okay, I was at my friend's house watching movies. Dad asks, "What movie did you watch?" Son says, Toy Story." Robot slaps his son. Son says, okay, we were watching Dirty Stuff. Dad says, what? At your age, I don't even know what dirty stuff was. The robot slaps the father. Mom laughs and says, after all, he is your son. The robot slaps the mother.
Oh, oh. Well,
The robot's now on sale.
yeah.
All right, everybody. Have a good week.
You too. Thank you.
Take
Bye.
care.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
We do it this time.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks, Bill.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Thanks.